Welcome back to Easy English Talk Podcast.
Have you ever said a word with confidence only to see confused faces looking back at you? It happens more than you think, and today we are discussing pronunciation mistakes that might be holding you back. Welcome to Easy English Talk Podcast. I'm Ryan.
And joining me today is Priya, who has helped hundreds of learners speak more clearly.
Thanks, Priya. I'm excited about this one. Pronunciation feels small, but it changes everything when you get it right. Exactly. And here's why this matters to you right now. If you've ever felt misunderstood when speaking English, or if people ask you to repeat yourself often, this episode will show you exactly which sounds are tripping you up and how to fix them quickly.
Yes, we're focusing on 5 specific mistakes that almost everyone makes. These aren't random errors. They're patterns that create real confusion in conversations.
And the best part? Once you know what to fix, improvement happens fast. So let's start by understanding why pronunciation trips people up in the first place.
Good question. Many learners focus on grammar and vocabulary first. They think pronunciation will just improve naturally over time, but it doesn't always work that way.
Right, because pronunciation isn't just about knowing words, it's about producing sounds that don't exist in your native language, and that takes real awareness.
Exactly. Your brain is wired for the sounds you grew up with. When English introduces new sounds, your brain tries to replace them with familiar ones, and that's where mistakes happen.
So it's not a lack of effort, it's just how our brains work. But the problem is, small sound differences can completely change meaning in English.
Yes, think about the words ship and sheep. To a native speaker, those are totally different, but to many learners, they sound almost the same.
And that confusion can lead to awkward moments or even misunderstandings. That's why fixing these specific sounds makes such a big difference in real conversations.
Absolutely. And once you train your ear and your mouth to notice the difference, it becomes automatic. You stop second-guessing yourself, and people understand you the first time.
So, let's dive into the first mistake. This one affects millions of learners. Priya, what's the #1 pronunciation error you hear most often?
It's the th sound, both versions of it. English has 2 th sounds, the soft one in think and the voiced one in this, and most languages don't have either.
Right, so learners replace it with sounds they already know. They might say tink instead of think or dis instead of this.
Exactly. And while native speakers can usually guess what you mean, it does create a small barrier. The listener has to work a little harder to understand you, and that slows communication down.
So how do you actually make the correct th sound? Let's break it down in a way that's easy to practice.
Sure, place the tip of your tongue between your teeth, lightly, then push air out. For think, it's just air with no vibration. For this, add a little hum from your throat.
That's helpful. So think is breathier and this has a buzz to it. People should try saying both words slowly and feel the difference in their throat and tongue.
Yes, practice with common words like 3, that, mother, and bath. Say them slowly at first. Speed comes later. Accuracy comes first.
Good advice. And once you get used to it, it becomes natural. All right, let's move to the second mistake. This one trips up even advanced learners.
It's the difference between short and long vowel sounds, specifically words like ship and sheep, or hit and heat.
Right. In many languages, vowels are more straightforward, but in English, a tiny change in how long you hold a vowel completely changes the word.
Exactly. And it's not just about length, it's also about the shape of your mouth. For sheep, your mouth is more stretched and tense. For ship, it's more relaxed and short.
So if you say, I took a ship to the island, but you pronounce it like sheep, people might get confused. They'll picture animals on a boat instead of a vessel.
Exactly. And the same thing happens with beach and another word I won't say here, but you get the idea. Vowel length matters a lot in English.
So what's the practice method for this? How can someone train their ear and their mouth to notice the difference?
Start by listening carefully to native speakers and noticing how long they hold certain vowels. Then practice pairs of words. Say hit and heat back to back, slowly, and feel the difference.
That makes sense. Repetition with awareness is key. You're not just repeating, you're paying attention to what your mouth is doing.
Yes, and recording yourself helps a lot too. When you listen back, you'll hear if you're actually making the distinction or if it still sounds the same.
Great tip. All right, let's talk about mistake number 3. This one has to do with word stress, and it's huge.
Yes, word stress is when you emphasize one syllable in a word more than the others. In English, stress is not random. It changes meaning and clarity.
Right. For example, the word record can be a noun or a verb depending on where you put the stress. Record is a noun, like a music record. Record is a verb, like to record a video.
Exactly. And if you stress the wrong syllable, native speakers might not understand you at all. Even if every sound is correct, wrong stress makes the word unrecognizable.
So stress is just as important as pronunciation. But how do learners know where to put the stress in a word?
That's the tricky part. There are patterns, but there are also exceptions. The best way is to learn stress as you learn the word, not separately.
So, when you add a new word to your vocabulary, make sure you know which syllable is stressed. Don't just learn the meaning, learn the rhythm of the word, too.
Exactly. And pay attention to how native speakers say it. If you're not sure, look it up in a dictionary. Most dictionaries mark the stressed syllable clearly.
Good advice. And once you get the stress right, your speech sounds much more natural. It flows better and people understand you faster.
Yes, and this applies to sentences too, not just individual words. In English, we stress certain words in a sentence to show meaning and importance.
Right. Like if I say, I didn't say you were wrong, the meaning changes depending on which word I stress. Stress I, and it means someone else said it. Stress you, and it means I said someone else was wrong.
Exactly. Sentence stress shows what's important. It's like highlighting the key idea in a sentence just by how you say it.
So learners should practice both word stress and sentence stress. It makes a huge difference in how natural and confident you sound.
Absolutely. And the more you listen to native speakers, the more you'll start to feel the rhythm naturally. English has a musical quality to it, and stress is a big part of that.
All right, let's move to mistake number 4. This one involves consonant clusters, and it's tough for a lot of people.
Yes, consonant clusters are when two or more consonants sit together without a vowel between them. Words like strength, months, asked, and texts.
Right, and many languages don't allow consonants to sit side by side like that, so learners add vowel sounds that don't belong there.
Exactly. They might say monthis instead of months or ask it instead of asked. It's a natural instinct, but it makes the word sound wrong to native ears.
So, how do you train yourself to pronounce these clusters smoothly? Because they can feel really awkward at first.
Start by slowing down. Say the word in parts, then gradually speed up. For asked, break it down. Ass, then ked, then blend them without adding extra sounds.
So it's about building the muscle memory slowly. Your mouth needs time to learn how to move from one consonant to the next without a vowel break.
Yes, and some clusters are harder than others. Words like sixths or glimpsed are particularly challenging, but with practice, they become manageable.
And again, listening helps a lot. Pay attention to how native speakers move through these clusters quickly and smoothly.
Exactly. It's not that they're pronouncing every single letter clearly, they're blending sounds together in a way that keeps the flow natural.
Right. English pronunciation is about flow and rhythm, not perfect clarity on every single sound. That's something learners need to understand early.
Yes, perfection isn't the goal. Natural communication is. And sometimes that means certain sounds get softer or even disappear in fast speech.
Good point. All right, let's talk about the 5th and final mistake. This one has to do with the schwa sound, and it's everywhere in English.
Yes, the schwa is the most common vowel sound in English. It's that soft, neutral sound, like the A in about or the E in problem.
Right. But many learners don't realize it exists. They try to pronounce every vowel clearly and fully, which makes their speech sound stiff and unnatural.
Exactly. English reduces a lot of vowels to the schwa sound, especially in unstressed syllables. If you don't do this, your rhythm sounds off, even if your pronunciation is technically correct.
So it's not just about getting sounds right, it's about knowing when to reduce them. That's what gives English its natural flow.
Yes. For example, the word banana.
The first and last A are reduced to the schwa. It's not ba-na-na, it's banana.
And if you say every syllable with full strength, it sounds strange. Native speakers will notice something's off, even if they can't explain why.
Exactly. The schwa makes English sound smooth and efficient. It's like the oil that keeps the engine running quietly.
So how can learners start using the schwa naturally? Because it's not something most people are taught directly.
Start by noticing it in native speech. Listen for those soft, quick vowel sounds. Then practice common words where schwa appears, like sofa, again, family, and chocolate.
And don't try to pronounce every syllable with equal weight. Let the unstressed syllables become lighter and softer.
Yes, that's the key. English rhythm depends on contrast between stressed and unstressed syllables. If everything is pronounced strongly, there's no contrast, and the rhythm disappears.
Right. So using the schwa isn't lazy or incorrect. It's actually essential for sounding natural. It's part of what makes English sound like English.
Exactly. And once you start hearing it, you'll notice it everywhere. It shows up in almost every sentence, multiple times.
All right, so we've covered 5 major pronunciation mistakes. Let's quickly go through them again so listeners have a clearer picture.
Sure. First, the th sound. Practice placing your tongue between your teeth. It feels strange at first, but it's necessary for clarity.
Second, short versus long vowels. Pay attention to how long you hold the vowel sound. Words like ship and sheep are different because of that length.
Third, word stress. Make sure you know which syllable to emphasize in every word. Wrong stress makes even perfectly pronounced words hard to understand.
Fourth, consonant clusters. Don't add extra vowels between consonants. Practice blending sounds smoothly without breaking them up.
And fifth, the schwa sound. Reduce unstressed vowels to that soft sound. It's what gives English its natural rhythm and flow.
So those are the 5 mistakes. But now the question is, how do you actually improve? What's the best way to practice and see real progress?
The most important thing is consistent, focused practice. You don't need hours every day. Even 10 or 15 minutes of deliberate practice makes a difference.
And by deliberate, you mean paying attention to what you're doing. Not just repeating words mindlessly, but actually listening to yourself and adjusting.
Exactly. Recording yourself is one of the best tools. Speak a sentence, listen back, compare it to a native speaker, and notice the differences.
That's powerful because most people don't realize what they actually sound like. Hearing your own voice objectively helps you catch mistakes you didn't know you were making.
Yes, and don't be too hard on yourself. Progress takes time, and every small improvement counts.
Right. Pronunciation isn't something you fix overnight. But with regular practice, you'll notice that people start understanding you more easily.
And that's really what it's about. Not perfection, but connection. Being understood clearly and feeling confident when you speak.
Absolutely. And remember, native speakers have accents too. There's no single correct way to speak English. The goal is clarity, not losing your identity.
That's such an important point, Ryan. You don't need to sound like you're from London or New York. You just need to be clear and natural.
Exactly. Your accent is part of who you are. What matters is whether people can understand you easily and whether you feel confident speaking.
And fixing these 5 mistakes will get you most of the way there. They're the biggest barriers for most learners, so focusing on them gives you the best results.
Agreed. And here's another tip. Surround yourself with natural English. Listen to podcasts, watch shows, pay attention to how people actually speak in real situations.
Yes, because pronunciation isn't just sounds. It's rhythm, intonation, pausing, and emotion. You need to absorb the whole picture, not just isolated sounds.
Right. And the more you listen, the more your brain starts to internalize those patterns. You start to speak more naturally without even thinking about it.
Exactly. It's like learning music. You don't just learn notes, you learn how they flow together. English pronunciation is the same way.
Great analogy. So let's talk about one more thing before we wrap up. What should someone do if they're feeling discouraged or frustrated with their pronunciation?
First, remember that everyone struggles with this. even native speakers sometimes mispronounce words or stumble over difficult sounds.
Right. Pronunciation challenges are normal. And the fact that you're aware of them and working on them means you're already ahead.
Yes, and celebrate small wins. If you nail the TH sound in one sentence today, that's progress. Build on that.
Exactly. Progress isn't always dramatic. Sometimes it's just one sound, one word, one sentence at a time.
And don't compare yourself to others. Some people pick up pronunciation quickly. Others take longer. That's okay.
Right. What matters is that you're moving forward. As long as you're practicing and improving, you're on the right path.
And remember, communication is a two-way street. Most native speakers are patient and willing to help if you ask them to slow down or repeat something.
Absolutely. People appreciate the effort you're making to speak their language. Don't let fear of mistakes stop you from practicing in real conversations.
Yes, because real conversations are where the learning happens. You can practice alone all you want, but speaking with real people is what makes it stick.
Agreed. So get out there and use your English, even if it's not perfect. The more you speak, the better you'll get.
And be patient with yourself. Learning a language is a journey, not a race. Enjoy the process.
Well said. All right, let's start bringing this to a close. We've covered a lot today, and I hope it's been helpful.
Yes, we talked about 5 common pronunciation mistakes that hold learners back. The TH sound, short versus long vowels, word stress, consonant clusters, and the schwa.
And the key takeaway is this: you don't need to fix everything at once. Pick one mistake, focus on it, practice deliberately, and you'll see progress.
Exactly. Small, consistent steps lead to big improvements over time. And once you master these 5 areas, your confidence and clarity will skyrocket.
So start today. Record yourself, listen carefully, and adjust. Your future self will thank you for the effort you put in now.
And remember, pronunciation is just one part of the language. Keep working on listening, speaking, grammar, and vocabulary too. It all works together.
Absolutely. All right, Priya, this was a great discussion. Thank you for sharing your insights and tips with everyone today.
Thanks, Ryan. It was fun. And thank you to everyone listening. We really appreciate you being here.
Yes, thank you all for tuning in to Easy English Talk podcast. We hope this episode gave you clarity and practical steps to improve your pronunciation.
And if you found this helpful, we have many other episodes that dive into different topics, from grammar tips to conversation skills. There's plenty to explore at our channel.
Exactly. Whether you want to improve your listening, expand your vocabulary, or speak more confidently, we've got episodes designed just for you. So take a look at our other content and keep learning with us.
We're here to support your English journey every step of the way. So don't stop here. Keep exploring, keep practicing, and keep improving.
Thanks again for listening, everyone. Until next time, keep speaking, keep learning, and most importantly, keep enjoying the process. See you in the next episode. Take care.